Friends, the GST Amnesty Scheme of August 2024 has been enacted, White Finance Act 2024, and going forward it would be notified too, with rules, forms and circulars being issued for guidance of taxpayers. The GST Amnesty Scheme covers period 1718, 1819, 1920, as you all know, wherein you can pay the tax amount in dispute and get a waiver of corresponding interest and penalty. In this video, we will discuss as to how you need to prepare for the scheme, because till 31st of August, as you are all aware, the orders for financial year 1920 would be issued. First and foremost, it is very important to note that while this scheme is for those show cause notices or orders or appellate orders issued under section 73 only, yet even for orders issued under section 74, the doors may not be completely closed. In case you get an order under section 74 or have already get an order under section 74, then you may contest such an order, and as per the procedure prescribed under section 75 subsection 2, you might try to get the order under section 74 determined under section 73, where you need to prove that there is no fraud, willful misstatement or suppression. And in case an order is passed under section 73 consequently, and determination of tax is so made accordingly, then if you made the payment till 31st of March 2025, you can still avail the benefit of this GST Amnesty Scheme for the 3 years 1718 to 1920. So, for all orders under section 74 which you already have or might be getting for these 3 years, you might also look into this aspect. However, please note that in case where there is a refund under dispute, then such orders or show cause notices would not be covered under this scheme. Now again, in case you get an order, say for example for 1920 you get an order under section 73 till 31st of August, it is recommended, even if you want to go under this scheme, from past experience it is seen that to go under this scheme you need to, at the time of availing this scheme, pay certain tax amount and only then an amnesty scheme can be availed. Therefore, it is always suggested that even if you wish to go for this scheme for an order, not to pay any amount as of now, but to go for an appeal, and after the scheme is notified, to withdraw from the appeal, pay the balance tax amount and thereafter get a waiver of the corresponding interest and penalty. However, please note that this appeal should be filed within the time period of 3 months. Otherwise, the scheme may not be available for the taxpayer even if the order is for the 3 years and it is under section 73. So, whatever orders you get for 1920 at least, or in case of earlier years also, if you get an order under 74, it is important that you file an appeal within the time period prescribed. It is a demand of the industry that in case you have no tax payable under the order also, but you have an interest or penalty or interest and penalty, then this scheme should be available to the taxpayers even if there is no tax payable. It has also been confirmed by various senior officers of the GST Council However, the rules and corresponding circulars would clarify better. Now, interest also can be under section 73, or for delayed filing of 3B or payment of taxes, it can be under section 75 subsection 12. Needs to be seen whether all the interest would be covered or only interest under section 73 would be covered. Another corresponding issue is, say for example, you get a show cause or an order for 5 years at a time for 7 till 22-23, that is 17-18, 18-19, 19-20, 21-22, 22-23. The question is whether the first 3 years can be carved out and you can go into this scheme, and for the balance you can continue to litigate because scheme is not applicable for the balance years. Industry has represented that at least the scheme should be made year wise. However, say for example, you have a show cause or an order where there are 5 points under dispute. It seems improbable even after industry representations that you can go issue wise. So, for out of 5 issues, you can not go for 4 issues and keep on litigating one issue. So, the scheme may be year wise but may not be issue wise. Another important issue is that in case you have a dispute for time barring period of input tax credit under 16(4) for the same 3 financial years 17-18, 18-19 and 19-20, and the relief of taking the input tax credit for these 3 years under 16(5) or 16(6) is available to you, and there are other issues in the show cause or an order. So, the question remains as to what would be the procedure, because you are eligible for a relief under 16(5), 16(6), and for the balance points you would still be eligible for a relief under this amnesty scheme under 128A. So, the procedure as may be prescribed would need to be followed. While talking about the procedures, from our past experiences it has been seen that in case of certain schemes, in case the right procedures are not followed, then the issues are raised and disputes are there for going into the scheme itself. For example, under transitional credit scheme, it was seen that some of the taxpayers have taken the transitional credit through GSTR 3B and not through the transitional credit forms. It is important that the specific forms or procedures under this scheme is followed. Say for example, no payment of tax should be made by DRC 3 or GSTR 3B, and the payment of tax under the scheme has to be made via the forms or the procedures that would be notified going forward. Similarly, it needs to be seen whether the payment of the taxes under this scheme can be made by input tax credit ledger or it can be made only through cash ledger. It has certainly been represented by trade and industry that input tax credit ledger should be available for utilization for making payment under the scheme. However, let us wait for the scheme to be notified and these issues to be clarified. And last, many voices were heard, even various experts were saying that in case for these 3 financial years, you have admitted and paid the tax, interest and penalty earlier, then a refund of the interest or penalty may be available. It is very clear, and from our past experiences also, when the scheme was even at the recommendation stage, we had very clearly stated that whatever has been paid and no refund would be available for past admittance of interest and penalty and payment thereof. So friends, it is important that you prepare for this scheme. You make out a list taxpayer wise as to which are the orders or the SCNs where you need to go under the scheme, and you need to also make the funds available so that once the scheme is notified, you can go under the scheme by following the right procedures. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned. Thank you very much.